Hi there. Welcome to King's Corner. I'm Jerry, your host. Great win last night for the Red Sox. They won 5-3. Sonny Gray continued his excellent pitching. He pitched into the seventh until Colomé relieved him. Then Slayton had the quickest inning, one of the quickest innings I've ever seen. I think it was 4 pitches. And then Chapman wrapped it up. I was a little worried about Chapman because he hadn't pitched in about 10 days. But he walked 2 guys, but he was still able to get out of the jam. When you throw 100 miles an hour, you can do that. And so the Red Sox grabbed a win. The Yankees made the mistake in the game of pitching to Contreras, one of the few guys on the team that can beat him, and he did. He drove in 3 runs. One was a cheap little infield hit, but the other one was a 2-run blast that really was the deciding blow. The Red Sox had a 3-2 lead at the time. He lined one into the left field stands, and that made it 5-3. They also got a home run from Monasterio, who shocked me with the distance of the home run. He hit it where Judge hits them. Now, they listed it at 408, which even Paul O'Neill on the Yankee broadcast said they're cutting it a little short there because it was a lot longer than that. So, and I was surprised that he was able to do that, hit it that far. The Yankees got 2 blasts, one from Ben Rice and one from Trent Grissom. Grissom made it a 5. Rice gave him a 1-0 lead right off the jump, and then Grissom cut the lead from 5-2 to 5-3 with his solo shot. But solo shots typically won't hurt you unless you're early. And Connolly Early, he seems to give up a couple of home runs a game, and they do seem to hurt him. And that's all he usually gives up. I'm not knocking the kid because he's really good. But that was good. It was a nice win. It was one that's needed. I've talked about this 9-game stand, 3 at home against the Orioles, where they lost 2 out of 3. 3 against New York, and then 3 against Tampa, that they really need to get 5 wins. I know people will say it's early in one game, but here's the thing. Pretty soon they're going to have to make a decision about being a buyer or a seller. They have a lot to sell. Teams would love to get their hands on Gray. Teams would love to get their hands on Chapman, maybe even Contreras. I'd hate all 3 moves. And the reason I'd hate them is because I think that the Red Sox would not be getting in return what they really should be getting, because I think they link those trades to getting rid of a bad contract, either Yoshida or Story. And I'd be disappointed if that's what they got in return. Just 3 Class A minor leaguers who aren't really well thought of, but we got rid of the money so we can spend it in someplace else next year, if there is a next year. Didn't like that. Don't like that. Don't want that. Not something that I think would be a real good thing for them to do. One of the interesting little sidelights about last night is Connor Wong caught. It's the 5th straight game that he caught Sonny Gray, and the 5th straight win for Sonny Gray. So they've got something cooking between the two of them, and I would imagine we'll be seeing Connor Wong catching anytime Sonny Gray takes the hill, and I don't disagree with that. Red Sox are facing a tough customer tonight in Will Warren. He's 7-1. My goodness. I mean, he's got to be in the conversation for Cy Young at this point. Ranger Suarez pitching for the Red Sox. Rangers 2-3, but he's pitched better than that. I expect it to be a pretty competitive ball game. Red Sox lineup is out tonight. There's a couple of interesting things. Duran leads off. Rafaela, Abreu, Contreras, Yoshida. Gasper's catching tonight. And then Durbin. And batting 8th is Sigler, Anthony Sigler. And that's an interesting thing. This will be his first start in the major leagues. He got in a game earlier this year and got 2 at-bats, but he didn't start. He was a first-round draft choice of the New York Yankees back in 2018. So he's a left-handed hitter, so good luck to him. Hopefully he's got some family there that will enjoy seeing him play. That's one of the things that they do in the major leagues. When they bring a kid up from the minors, they typically don't let him dwell on the bench for a long period of time. They like to get them into the game right off the bat. So, and that's what they're doing with Sigler tonight. They have other people they could be using. They could have given Montecero another at bat after that home run, but they're not. Instead, they're going with Sigler, and he's up, of course, because of Sogard's injury. But we'll have to see how he does. Hopefully, he does well. And like I said, hopefully his family's there. So that's the story. We're 2-2, or the Red Sox are 2-2 on this little stand that I've marked off for 5 wins. If they could grab one of the next two, and they'll both be tough because tomorrow Schlichter's going for the Yankees, and I don't think they've let a hand on him in any game he's pitched against them. So they'll need, and Connolly Early's going for the Sox. So they'll need a really well-pitched game out of either Suarez or Early to steal one here in the next 2, and then go into Tampa with a chance to go, well, if they won 2 here, they need to win 2 in Tampa. So not impossible. Tampa's not playing as well as they were a couple of weeks ago, so we'll see. Once again, that's what we have so far, a 5-3 victory last night. Hey, home team. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Once again, I'm Jerry. This is Knig's Corner. If you like the show, give us a like, give us a subscribe. You hear that every time you go to a podcast, and there's a reason for it. It helps the algorithm, and that really helps the show. So I'll talk to you soon, and go Sox.